Obviously, I couldn't find any more heart-shaped pillows, at least not recently. Although I did find some cute pants with hearts all over it, right over there. Oh, and a cute Victoria's Secret bag that's pink. It says angel all over it. It says angel love, and I love that. But this pillow is, I don't know, it's just kind of my own style. It's very adorable, and you can tell somebody donated it because there's like one tiny little stain on the top somewhere. I can't remember where. I just love purple, and I love purple and white, and I love flowers. Flowers are hearts, okay? They're versions of hearts. Cute pillow. I also can't really see because Barbie doesn't wear glasses, so I thought that I wouldn't wear glasses for this, but my lord. I honestly think that might be why I'm so jumbled and like scatterbrained, because I can't think, because I can't see anything. I can see, for the record, but one of my eyes is nearsighted and one is farsighted, which makes for quite the difficulty focusing. But I think I'll put them on now so that I can read comfortably. Let's get right into it. We're starting a new chapter. This is called My Life Underwater. And of course, she's starting by listing things. Number 1, the longing that exists between species. After Uncle Julian left, my mother became more withdrawn, or maybe a better word would be obscure, as in faint, unclear, distant. Every year, the memories I have of my father become more faint, unclear, and distant. Empty teacups gathered around her, and dictionary pages fell at her feet. She abandoned the garden, and the mums and asters that had trusted her to see them through to the first frost hung their waterlogged heads. Letters came from her publishers asking if she'd be interested in translating this or that book. These went unanswered. The only phone calls she accepted were from Uncle Julian, and whenever she spoke to him, she closed the door. Every year, the memories I have of my father become more faint, unclear, and distant. Once they were vivid and true, then they became like photographs, and now they are more like photographs of photographs. But sometimes, at rare moments, a memory of him will return to me with such suddenness and clarity that all the feeling I've pushed down for years springs out like a jack-in-the-box. At these moments, I wonder if this is the way it feels to be my mother. Number 2, self-portrait with breasts. Every Tuesday evening, I took the subway into the city and attended Drawing from Life. During the first class, I found out what this meant. It meant sketching the 100% naked people who were hired to stand still in the center of the circle we made with our chairs. I was the youngest person in the class by far. I tried to be casual, as if I'd been drawing naked people for years. The first model was a woman with sagging breasts, frizzy hair, and red knees. I didn't know where to look. Around me, the class bent over their sketch pads, drawing furiously. I made a few hesitant lines on the paper. "Let's remember nipples, folks," the teacher called out, making her way around the circle. I added nipples. When she got to me, she said, "May I?" and held my drawing up for the rest of the class. Even the model turned to look. "Do you know what this is?" she said, pointing to my drawing. A few people shook their heads. "A frisbee with a nipple," she said. "Sorry," I muttered. "Don't be sorry," the teacher said, laying her hand on my shoulder. "Shade." Then she demonstrated to the class how to turn my frisbee into a huge breast. The model for the second class looked a lot like the model from the first class, quickly asked my mother if she'd heard of Isaac Moritz, the writer the doorman at 450 East 52nd Street had said was Alma's son. She'd been sitting on the bench in the garden staring at a huge Keats bush like it was about to say something. At first she didn't hear me. "Mom," I repeated. She turned, looking surprised. I said, "Have you ever heard of a writer named Isaac Moritz?" She said yes. "Have you ever read any of his books?" I asked. "No." "Well, do you think there's a chance he deserves the Nobel?" "No." "How do you know if you haven't read any of his books?" "I'm speculating," she said, because she would never admit that she only awards Nobels to dead people. Then she went back to staring at the Keats bush. At the library, I typed Isaac Moritz into the computer. It came up with 6 books. The only one they had the most copies of was The Remedy. I wrote down the call numbers, and when I found his books, I took The Remedy off the shelf. On the back cover was a photograph of the author. It felt strange to look at his face, knowing that the person I was named after must have looked a lot like him. He had curly hair, was balding, and had brown eyes that looked small and weak behind his metal glasses. I flipped to the front and opened to the front page. Chapter 1, it said. Jacob Marcus stood waiting for his mother at the corner of Broadway and Graham. Number 6. I read it again. Jacob Marcus stood waiting for his mother at the corner of Broadway and Graham. Number 7. Jacob Marcus stood waiting for his mother. Number 8, and again, Jacob Marcus. Number 9, holy cow. I flipped back to the photograph. Then I read the whole first page. Then I flipped back to the photograph, read another page, then flipped back and stared at the photograph. Jacob Marcus was just a character in a book. The man who'd been sending letters to my mother the whole time was the writer Isaac Moritz, Alma's son. He'd been signing his letters with the character of his most famous book. A line from his letter came back to me. Sometimes I even pretend to write, but I'm not fooling anyone. I got to page 58 before the library closed. It was already dark when I got outside. I stood in front of the entrance with the book under my arm, watching the rain and trying to grasp the situation. Number 10. The situation. That night, while my mother was upstairs translating the history of love for the man whose name she thought was Jacob Marcus, I finished The Remedy, about a character named Jacob Marcus, by a writer named Isaac Moritz, who was the son of the character Alma Mereminsky, who also happened to have been real. Number 11. Waiting. When I'd finished the last page, I called Misha and let it ring twice before hanging up. This was a code we'd used when we wanted to speak to each other late at night. It had been more than a month since we'd last talked. I made a list in my notebook of all the things I missed about him. The way he wrinkles his nose when he's thinking was one. How he holds things was another. But now I needed to talk to him for real, and no list would substitute. I stood by the phone while my stomach turned itself inside out. During the time I waited, a whole species of butterfly may have become extinct, or a large complex mammal with feelings like mine. But he never called back. This probably meant he didn't want to talk to me. Okay, this one's gonna be a little bit longer of a read, so I'm gonna stop there for today. I don't really know what length these videos should be. I'm just trying to keep them more consistent now. Oh my gosh, you guys, I seriously started to cry. It's coming together, you guys. And if you are curious as to how it's coming together, then you need to watch the previous episodes in this series of me reading the books so that you know what's going on, okay? As always, I will link a playlist below in the comments of these in order so that you can catch up. And there's also going to be the 2-hour compilations that I'm posting, so an easier way of watching this whole entire series would be to just watch the 2-hour compilations. They're probably going to be 3 to 4, maybe 5 total once I'm finished with the series and able to edit those all together. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a like if you do enjoy this series, and if you enjoy my ASMR, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos from me, and if you are interested in my videos, then yeah, subscribe please. It would really help my channel grow, and it makes me smile anytime I get a subscriber, so you want to make me smile for free, subscribe, okay? And hit that notification bell. Make sure to hit all notifications, okay? I have to say that in every video, okay? I talked a bunch in the beginning of this video, and I'm going to be putting that all at the end of the video, so stick around through education and wellness, but they talk about inclusivity and how you can learn how to be more inclusive and things like that. Here's one example of something called the NB. If you scroll down, it will tell you what it's good for, what it's best used for, and if you scroll even more, you get some pretty detailed, pretty honest, and great reviews, which, I don't know, for me, it's nice to see honest reviews on a website. But not only that, it's pretty dang entertaining too. If you never have, go through the reviews of saxophone toys. Yeah, that's pretty fun. Anyway, my favorite part about this website isn't even the toys and inclusivity. It is the article that they give you about saxophone education. It is so hard to keep remembering to say saxophone. You go to this tab and there's tons of articles about gender, how-to guides, relationships, sax, body positivity, toys, tools, and my favorite I found, mental health. Super helpful. It's so wonderful to see an adult website that promotes saxophone wellness and education rather than just trying to throw stuff at you to buy constantly. Consider shopping around the site. And again, my affiliate link is in the description below. And if you can't spend money right now, I fully understand. Check out the website anyway and read the articles they have to offer, because it's never too late to learn new things. Purchase anything through my link, then I will get part of that commission, so you would be supporting me. It would be great. By the way, I have other links if you want to check those out. They will be in my link trick below as well. I realized, because I've been editing together 2-hour compilations of these readings, and in the very first ones, so like right now I just edited together episode 11 through 18, and that'll be posted actually right now as I'm filming this. What day is it? October 24th, I think. That is coming out at noon today, and it's almost noon, so it's probably gonna come out as I'm filming. But anyway, as I was editing that together, of course I had to watch through all of my old recordings. I definitely had this like sternness to only do these ASMR videos as me reading the book. So I think just to end out this series, at least this one where I'm reading this book, I'm gonna go back to my old habits and just try to read the book and talk less about my dang personal life. If that does interest you, I mean, of course, let me know in the comments. I do think it does interest some of my newer viewers, so I'm definitely going to continue talking. I can't help it now. It's become like a part of who I am, is adding my own story into this story, whether it be before me talking about my own life before I start reading, or after I'm done reading, giving you guys just an update, telling you how I am. And then I also give my input throughout the book as well, as like I'm reading it. I'll stop and I'll have some input to say, but I always have cut that out and put it at the very end of the video in bloopers or extras. If you want to hear about me and how I am, it'll all be at the end of every video from now on. I'm gonna start these out just flat out starting to read the book so that we can move along and actually finish this at some point. I also did have a very specific point in starting reading this book for my channel and starting this series, and it was for one person. It still is for one person. I'm glad that so many people have started to watch it, although it has not quite taken off on the YouTube algorithm. There are still new viewers that I'm getting from posting this series, and it's nice to see that although I began making this for one person, it might be being enjoyed by a lot more people. So that's a nice thought. But yeah, flower are nature's hearts. There we go, that makes sense. Okay. So today I am dressed as my own version of Barbie, if you can't tell. No, I still have not seen the dang movie. I don't know if I ever will, honestly. I should, but with how bad my PTSD is, it's really hard to like watch things that might be triggering. And because I've been going through like dealing with, by the way, it took me years upon years to realize this is what's so wrong with me, and I realized it within like the last week. And honestly, I kind of knew it, but I never really put words Dang it. Basically, that has ruined my relationship this year for me and made life so much harder for me than it ever has to be, and it sucks. I'm very lonely and very sad, but I'm trying to stay strong for, I don't know, I guess for myself, because it's not like it really matters to everyone around me at this point. My family is so mean to me lately too. I'm just really out of it, trying to stay strong throughout literally being verbally abused by my family for no reason. I'm doing the best I ever have. I'm coming out of hell, basically. And my family wants to make it worse for me and tell me things that they know will affect my mental health. So, as you can tell, my mental health isn't the greatest. I'm really trying to keep it together, though. I've also been riding my bike to and from work lately while I wait to try to get a car. And it is a fucking 36-minute ride to work and 36-minute ride back from work. And I would be okay with that if it were an easy job, but this job is physical the whole time. So I'm burnt out. And I don't even have time to make other YouTube videos that I want to make. Honestly, I'm continuing this series, 1, because it's for somebody who's very important to me, 2, because I know people like it now, and some people at least who are following me want to see it consistently come out every week, and 3, I want it to come out consistently every week so that I can finish it already. I'm still trying my best. I'm doing everything I can to be okay, and continue building a life for myself. But it's quite hard without hearing from the one person that you need to hear from emotionally. The one person that could make you feel better. The one person that you're wondering how they are, or if you're going to hear from them. Yeah. Never been given the choice because I've been in abusive relationships and been abandoned mid-relationship, and that is not good for anybody, and it has messed me up almost beyond repair. And if I did not start talking about my PTSD and learning about it and improving it, I wouldn't still be here. So if you wonder why I talk about it so much, that is why. It is so important for people to be able to talk about what is wrong with them and to be accepted by the people around them in order for them to get better and feel better about themselves. Because yes, some people did not get to hear a lot of good things throughout their life. So when they're working on themselves and discovering everything wrong with them and all the abuse they've suffered from may have ruined them, yes, that person might need to hear good things a lot. It's just simple. It doesn't need to be judged. It doesn't need to be shunned or given up on over and over again just because that person is struggling with the fear of being given up on. I'm such a strong believer in not giving up on people when they're in their worst mental states, because a lot of people feel like they can't share when they're in their worst mental states, and then they end up dead, and that's not cool. That's not okay. And a lot of people who have those really bad mental states, they're just people. Everybody, literally, who has mental problems deserves to be treated like a person, deserves love and happiness just like anybody. And we have got to change that stigma, seriously. Okay, I'm just gonna start reading now because I don't know what I'm blabbering on about. Come closer, darling. Okay. Is this just a terrible camera angle or what? I can't figure out. I think it's terrible. Hold on. God, I feel bad about myself today. It's really fucking frustrating. Okay. and he was being painted naked at the beginning of the book. Okay, let's see. Also, my prediction is they might be related to, from reading the last one, I found The Street of Crocodiles by Bruno Schulz. Bruno! Do you guys remember Leo Gerksky's friend named Bruno at the beginning of the book? And I can't put together my thoughts right now, but I just got goosebumps because it's, oh my gosh, it's connecting, you guys. Okay, so does that mean Jacob Marcus is Isaac Moritz? Pretending maybe he wanted to use a fake name because I'm getting goosebumps again. Oh my gosh. Okay. That was my dog snoring. Okay, I'm getting even more goosebumps now. My whole body has goosebumps. Oh my gosh. What? Okay, now I think I need to